Right then guys, my name's Jason, this is the WDS Originals YouTube channel, and here is my E92 M3 that we have recently V10 swapped. Now of course if you've been following the build, you'll know all about this car. If you haven't, head down to the description and you'll find a link to the playlist. And if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the builds. And in today's video, as you can see, we've got the main service items and putting all the fluids in this car so that we are ready to give it that first start. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Now, as a lot of you guys are aware, this V10 has a DCT gearbox on the back of it. And that DCT gearbox is the original gearbox from this E92 M3. And given that I bought this car blown up and it's done around 100,000 miles, my main priority today is doing that DCT gearbox service. Now just before I got onto this, I did drain off any existing engine oil that was in that V10. I also fitted some new steering gaiters and of course reinstalled that sump plug with a new copper washer and torqued it to spec once it was fully drained. So with this complete, it was now time to get onto that gearbox service. And as you can see, we bought a service kit from BMW, which also included all the oil. We have the engine oil and the power steering fluid for a little bit later too. So with all the bits now being relocated to the floor, you can see we have absolutely everything we need to do this job. Now here's a WDS top tip, and before you do any form of gearbox service, I always recommend cracking that fill plug, because if your fill plug's seized, the last thing you want to do is drain any oil out of your gearbox. And once you're satisfied, you can remove that sump plug and also the plastic sump itself. The other thing I'd recommend is getting yourself a large container like this. The reason for that is because when you remove the plastic sump off the bottom of this gearbox, which you have to do as part of this service, is you end up with a large surface area of dripping fluid. Now obviously your normal oil containers can't always catch this, so having a large tub makes that a lot easier. Now whilst this was draining, it was time to locate the filter. Using a pair of circlip pliers, you can remove the circlip that holds this filter in. With the circlip removed, you can then go and get a pair of normal pliers and pull off the cap. Be careful when you do this, as it will start pissing fluid.
Well, that was not ideal, was it?
And once I was done making a mess, it was time to pull out that filter. And as you can see, this filter had done its job. And here's a quick side by side for a bit of a comparison. Now just on a note, if you do buy this kit from BMW, you will get all the genuine Getrag parts for this DCT gearbox. And of course, they supply you with new caps and also new circlips and all the new bolts that you're going to need a little bit later. And after a quick little cleanup, it was time to install that new filter. Now this filter will only go in one way and it simply slides and clicks into place. With this now installed, it was time to grab the cap and also that circlip. Now be careful not to make the same mistake that I almost made in installing this cap in dry. So as you can see when I remove it, it's actually got a rubber O-ring that sits around the outside of this cap. So after dunking my finger in a bit of that old oil and spreading some oil around, we could then install this and it would slide into place and not snag. Of course, if it snags on its way in, it won't create a good seal, so make sure this is sat properly and pushed all the way in so that you can see the groove ready for that circlip. Once I could see that groove the entire way round, it was time to grab the circlip and clip this back into place. And after double checking that it's all seated perfectly, it's time to move on to the next step, which is to remove the filter located inside the gearbox. And again, when you remove this, be careful as it will leak a load more fluid. With this drained, I was able to have a quick little look inside the mechanisms of the actual gearbox. Now everything looked good and I was happy to reinstall the new filter. Again, this filter's got an O-ring, so make sure you put a little bit of oil on before sending it back in the gearbox. Now one thing I will just mention here is not to do these bolts up too tight, as these screw through the plastic filter. So these are T40 Torx bits and they're actually only torqued to 6 Newton meters, so do these up with a torque wrench that is capable of doing such a low figure. As you can see, I used my quarter drive and this was perfect for the job. Now with both the two filters installed, it was time to give the mating surface a damn good clean. This is because it was time to reinstall that sump. When I say reinstall the sump, I mean install the new one. As you can see, in this kit is a brand new sump. Also is all those bolts that we're going to need to reinstall. Now these bolts are actually torqued in a specific bolt pattern, which I'll put on the screen in just a moment. But as you can see, for the time being, we're just getting a few of them in so that we can then start nipping them up. Now as you can see, I'm doing all of this by hand, and the reason for that is because, again, this is a plastic sump and you do not want to over tighten these. Now here is the torque pattern, and the torque spec is 10 Newton meters. Now one thing I always do after doing the bolts up in the pattern is go round it in a logical order just to make sure that I didn't miss any. Don't forget to double check your sump plug and make sure that everything's tight. The next thing we needed to do was grab all that oil and also a pump so that we could defy the laws of gravity and pump this oil into the side of the gearbox. So as you can see, the first litres going in now, and once this litre was done, we swapped this out for another bottle and kept pumping. And we also needed to fill up the DCT cooler on the front of this car. Now, seeing as I'd fitted a brand new oil cooler, it was important that we actually filled this cooler as well as the gearbox. We needed to make sure all those lines and everything had oil so that when we first start this car, we won't have any issues. Now, unfortunately for me, whilst I was pumping oil into the cooler, I noticed that there was a leak coming from the side of the gearbox, and it was caused by this gearbox adapter. Now, this is a HPR gearbox adapter, and the product itself is very, very good. I actually have two of these, one for the E92 and one for my E30 build. So I'm using the E30 build one on the side here to give you a visual demonstration of what went wrong. And put simply, it was an O-ring issue. Now the green O-rings that you can see here are the ones supplied by HPR, and the grey ones are ones that I bought from BMW as a replacement. Now those genuine BMW O-rings are slightly thicker, which hopefully you can see here. If not, then let me assure you that when we reinstalled these on the car, there was no more leaks. And when I say this was a pig of a job to do with the gearbox in situ, let me tell you now, it was a pig of a job. But we managed to get through it and managed to get it done. So all that was left to do was fill up a little bit more fluid, which we did through the fill hole, and all you need to do is pump this until it starts leaking out of that fill hole. That's how you know you've got the level correct, and then once you've got the car started, you can come back in here and top it up with a little bit more fluid. Now, as I mentioned before, if you buy this kit from BMW, you'll get all the parts you need and also all that fluid. So with this now dripping out, as you can see, we put the fill plug in and screwed it up nice and tight. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get an 8mm Allen key and the torque wrench in there, so I did it by hand and nipped it nice and tight. So with this main piece of the puzzle done, it was time to add the rest of the fluids. We needed to add the power steering fluid and also that engine oil. So I simply dropped the car down and started cracking on. So there it is then, guys, the V10 DCT E92 M3 build is nearly complete. I'd like to invite you to join us next episode where we're going to be putting the key in this car and starting it for the very first time. But before then, if you guys can smash that subscribe button, drop a comment down below, and of course like this video, then it keeps motivating me to making this content. For now, I'll leave it at that, and I'll catch you on the next one.